to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. Here on my channel, I do planner and planner related videos, DIY tutorials, budget videos, and the occasional new release video of items that I've listed to my Etsy shop. And if that is of interest to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you hit that little notification bell, you'll always be notified of when I do load a new video. And if you could also comment, like, and share, that would be amazing. So we are going to actually do 2 months worth of monthly budget recaps because I'm just so behind on this. And actually, I need to get a calculator. I'll be right back. I'm hoping the glare is not too bad. I won't know until I edit. And I'm testing something out with the lighting, so I apologize if the lighting is bad. I won't know until I edit if there's any change, but yeah, just bear with me, guys. So I did do a little bit of decorating with the Wrong sticker book, mini sticker book that Val from Nate's Mom Plans had gifted me, so thank you. I'm going to be actually using a lot of this in my budget planner because I think it fits perfectly, and also I like that the colors can change up. So what we're going to do is I just quickly drew this out. Eventually, I'd like to put this into a printable for myself so that I don't have to, because I can always decorate a printable, but I don't have to do all of the work here. But it's been crazy at work, and I don't have time before or during lunch, and I certainly don't have time after work. So for now, this is what it's going to look like. And there's a lot to cover because I'm breaking it down by banks. I'm not breaking it down by paycheck 1, paycheck 2, and I'm not going to be doing those kind of videos. So I'm going to do my cash envelope videos every single week. One, because I enjoy them, but also I need the cash every single week. And then I will do my recap at the end of the month. If you're looking for a more descriptive, or I don't even know how to explain it. If you're looking for more in the budgeting by way of, paycheck to paycheck, or more details on sinking funds or all of that, I would recommend Lushan's Lifestyle, Erin from Oh My Goals, Tara from Tara Gay Nicole, Cassandra from It's the Average Life of Cassandra, or Frugal Sense, or Better Late Than Broke, or there's just so many. And I'll put all of them, their links below. They show a lot more than I do. And for me, really, it just comes down to time. I want to be held accountable. And when I was doing some of these numbers, I'm like, oh, I have nowhere else that I'm tracking this. So I need to put it somewhere. So that's what I plan to do going forward, is cash envelopes every single week, and then just a big recap at the end of the month. Now, I might break things down more with like the online income, the business income, or the sinking funds things, but for this 2 months, that's not happening, just because I had to backtrack and figure out how things happened. All right, so enough talking, let's just get into it. So we'll do June, and then we'll do July. And this is actually my DIY budget planner. So this is Erin Condren paper, Happy Planner discs, some folders and things. So I'll link that video below. So cash envelopes is easy because we always put $200 towards cash envelopes. And that cash envelope that I took out in June helped fund July. Sinking funds for that month, we did $100. Spending, and I'll tell you why I put that first, or I talk about that first, was $88.25, and then what I was left over with is $123.88, and that's what I put towards my snowball. And that's actually how I've been doing things. It's just easier for me to track that way, since I don't really do a paycheck by paycheck breakdown. So basically, the last check of the month, I get paid on the 20th. I do the cash envelopes and the sinking funds. I reconcile any spending that I might have done on that card, and then whatever's left over, it's what goes towards my sinking funds to zero me out, because I do want to do a zero-based budget. Now, I mentioned those other channels, and on those other channels, they will show you income, and they'll show you bill, and they'll show you every paycheck, what goes in, what goes out, and they'll do all that, and they're amazing, and I watch them all the time, and I'm inspired by them. But again, for the way that the information that I want to share and the way that I budget, that's not going to be happening, and it hasn't been happening, and it's been giving me a little bit of anxiety that it's not following what everyone else does, but I don't budget like they do, so I'm going to make it work for me. So hopefully you still find some value in this. So that's bank one, and that bank one is where my paycheck goes, and that's where I pay all of my bills, my housing expenses, my student loan, all of that. And then the last paycheck of the month, like I mentioned, is where I do these things as well. So $512.13 is what I had left over for the month of June, and that's how all of that was spent. Bank two is a sinking funds account that I have, and what I do is I move money from this account to this account. And so I started off in my sinking funds with $235.40. I added the $100, that's right there. And I spent $118.65, and I ended with $216.75. Now, because all of my sinking funds is in an account, on that account, it doesn't give me a detailed breakdown, and I'll show you what I mean. So the last time I did a sinking funds review was in May, because we're doing June right here, and I was splitting it up in categories, and then I was tracking all the transactions and doing it this way. Now, this is definitely something I'd like to get back to, but for this month and the next few conceivable months, it's going to be just money in, money out, and just being aware of what I'm using this account for, because really it's meant to be sinking funds for beauty gifts, giveaway, medical, planning stuff, and business supplies. And so that's really what I'm using this card for. But I'm not going to be tracking it by single line item, just because, there's just no time for that. Again, once I can build up my sinking funds and I can get to a place where I'm more consistent, then yeah, that definitely will be something that I'll do. Now, this 118, because I still want to know where the money's going to and have it in one place that I can track. Of the $118, $59.60 was medical, and $11.22 was prime, and business supplies was $47.83. Let's just check that math. So $59.60 plus $11.22 plus $47.83, $118.65. Okay. Now, this medical was unexpected because it was a medical charge that popped up on my account from February. I had been referred to a specialist, and I guess that's eventually when the charge had shown up. Because that looked weird to me, but that's what that was. His first consultation fee or something. Prime is lower than it should be, but I had some Amazon Prime rewards that I redeemed, and that just made that go down. And then business supplies, I do have an Etsy shop, and I like buying business supplies with this account because I get points back. So, if you're going to spend anyway, you might as well get something out of it. Bank 3 is where all of my business income goes. Now, right now, the only business income that's going into that account is from my Etsy shop. I have just been recently monetized for YouTube, but there has been no income for that as of right now. Nothing from the blog, nothing from Amazon, and no other money has materialized. So the only income going into that account is for Etsy. And for Etsy, I did 102.59. So that's actually a really good sales month for me. I just recently hit over 60 sales. Now my shop is nearly 2 years old, and so that might seem slow for some people, but for me that's a huge win. So thank you for everyone who purchased from me. My expenses, $93.93. And so if you take the sales and you minus the expenses, my net profit was $8.66. And before I forget, 102.59 times 20. So $20.52. Oh no. And that's just to figure out what my potential tax liability will be. So $20.52. Now the breakdown of that $93 was $56 for shipping costs, and that was all giveaways. Yeah, in June I think that was all giveaways because I didn't send any Happy Mail, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it was just giveaways. It was, I mean, I know it's for the post office, and I'm pretty sure it was giveaways. The fees that I pay for my QuickBooks and my Canva app came out to $18.18, and then I did buy a cart for work because I wanted some additional workspace. So that was $19.75, and what I did was I paid it with my Target card, and then because I get 5% off, and then I paid off the Target card with this account because I get points. So again, I mean, if I'm going to spend anyway, I am going to jump through the different hoops just to save myself a little bit of money. Because basically what I saved on the 5% helped pay for the tax, because Hawaii does charge tax. And so that came out to the $93.93. Now, every month, from what I've been noticing since I have been doing this, is that my biggest expense is for sending giveaways, because I typically do at least 2 giveaways. In June, I had 2 separate giveaways. I had one with 2 winners, and then I had another one with another winner. So then, yeah, this must have been included some Happy Mail. But that's where my big expense is, because it comes from this account. So, I mean, that is definitely something I'm going to have to think about. But, and I haven't put this away yet, but I do want to track it, just to keep track of what I might have to spend out next year. So we're going to finish up June with savings, and savings, I started out with $327.68. I've got the numbers ahead of me, but it became so scribbled that I wanted to do it again. And this is an online account that I set up in the beginning of the year, and money automatically goes into the account from this account right here. So what was added for that month, and of course I didn't add that up, was 25 and 25, so $25 per paycheck. And then there was interest of 60 cents. And then there was some auto redemption points of $2.11. So that's $52.71. Nothing has ever come out of that account. plus 327.68, 380.39. So that's what I had at the ending of June. And then my emergency fund, and Tara had asked about this, because I'm not always very clear on what things are, but this savings is what I am working towards my emergency fund, because I never actually saved that $1,000 if you're following the Dave Ramsey method before I started doing the debt. So I'm all over the place. Now I'm going to do an emergency fund of $1,350 because really I just want to color in the chart. Because the emergency fund that he mentions is for $1,000. Now the reason I mention that is I was able to save $45 in emergency fund savings, but I'm not going to include it here because I didn't color in the chart. So I'm actually going to roll that over into July. So we didn't add anything, but we didn't take out anything. So we ended with $500. So the total savings between the emergency fund that's in one account and the savings that's in another account is, that's not right, 380.39 plus 500 equals 880.39. Yay. All right, so let's just go to July. So cash envelopes was $200. Sinking funds, I actually put quite a bit towards sinking funds because I had quite a bit of expenses, or I shopped quite a bit. So $180.56 went towards sinking funds, but I was still able to do a snowball payment of $128.30, and that came out to 200 plus 180.56 plus 128.30, 508.86. Now my snowball actually, I'm supposed to be paying more. I think my snowball should be around the 150, 160 range. But yeah, that hasn't been happening. So, I mean, it's definitely more than I thought I could pay. So it's definitely a win. Let's just put it that way. So back to sinking funds, that's in that separate bank. So we started out with the $216.75, which is right there, and we added the $185.56, and we spent $195.36. So that leaves us $201.95. And the way that this broke down is I had tons of appointments in July because I have inflammation on my leg, so I had to go back every week to change the dressing, and then I also had to pick up a prescription. Now Prime, I think, is $13.60, and the reason why I say I think it's $13.60 is because this goes to an Amazon Prime Capital One card, and I also purchased some things for the giveaway that I had in July, plus some Happy Meal stuff with that same card, and then I paid the card off. So I didn't have a chance to look at the statement to see how it was broken down, but the total of that payment was $89.30. And so part of that was for Prime and part of that was for the giveaway. If that's the exact amount, I couldn't tell you for sure, but that's where that went to. And then I opened up an Ulta card, and you're like, what? Hear me out. So Ulta offered me a credit line, and my first purchase, I could get 20% off, and I needed foundation. And this is the fund where I keep that pool of money in. So I purchased it with the Ulta card. I used the Double Wear foundation from Estee Lauder, and they were able to ship it for free. I got the 20% off, even with tax. It came out to $35.18. Normally, if I go to Macy's, it'd be $42, so I was able to save about $7. And then I paid the Ulta card off, which is now at a zero balance, with this card, and I was able to get points. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of maneuvering, but you know, $1 here, $1 there definitely pays off. And then I bought some things for making something. I bought business supplies. It was either paper, Velcro, or labels, or whatever, with this account as well. So if I add up all of those things, 60, 35, 18, 75, 70, and 1988, 195, 36. Now this one, again, just because of timing, I wasn't able to do it this time, but I really would like to have its own expense sheet like I showed you earlier, so that I don't have to, you know, compress all of this information here. But at least for this purpose, this is going to work. So for July, my Etsy sales came out to $118.87. Thank you so much, guys, for purchasing from me. My expenses, however, was $122.18. So if I take my sales and I minus out my expenses, that's not, let's do it the other way. Take the expenses minus the sales, and I actually have a loss of $3.31. Now, these two things are actually a little misleading, and I am going to have to go back and audit the year, because for tax purposes, it isn't the amount of money that hits your bank account. It's actually the original purchase. So if I don't do free shipping, so if my customer spends $19 and that's what they pay, that's what I should be basing this 20% off of for tax purposes. This money here is money that hit my bank account. That's already with me taking out monies to pay for shipping. So I will need to go back and reconcile that information, just because when I do my taxes at the end of the year, that will be helpful. The expenses also are monies that come out of that account. So I have broken that down for this month. This one was a lot of giveaways. I had 4 giveaways in July, or 4 things that I shipped in July. And then I also sent some Happy Meals. So where is the breakdown for that? Okay. So shipping came out to $64. My QuickBooks and my Canva was the same, $18.18. And then for personal, $40. Now I took that money out in cash. I could not tell you what I did with that money. I know I took it, but I don't know what I did with it. So, yeah. So, I mean, that actually would make the net profit higher, because if you notice, I don't pay myself. So as an employer, I'm really bad at paying my employee a daily or monthly wage, but you know, whatever, she understands. So that comes out to, or at least it should, $64 plus $18.18 plus $40, $122.18. And then $118.87 times 20% is $23.77. Again, that's going to change because that baseline is going to be different, but at least it gives me an idea of what I should have. Now Now, as of today, when I checked, there's like $200 in this account, 200 and some change. So this doesn't show the starting and ending, and that is something I need to keep track of. And I mean, by all rights, the last time I did that, I should be able to just minus this out and have a starting and ending point. So I definitely have the money for this. I haven't specifically set it aside for tax purposes. But again, I'm just trying to get something on paper so that I can have some sort of baseline as I'm progressing through the months. This is going to be a long video, and I'm sorry for that, guys. Savings, that's going to be the last thing we're going to be doing. So we started out with $380.39, and what went into that was $25 per paycheck, and then 72 cents for interest, and then $1.09 from the cashback points that I earn from this account. So that's $51.81. Nothing ever comes out of this account. So plus $380.39 equals $432.20. No, that's not right. Because what my chart says is I have 431.11. So 50 plus 72 plus 109. 51.81 plus 380.39. Minus 150. I'm going to just put what I have on the chart, and I'll need to figure that out. Because 432.20 I think is what it came out to. Minus 431.11 equals 109. Yeah, I'll need to figure out what that is. That's not going to happen today, though. So starting is $500, and we had the $45, and we were able to add an extra $5, plus I saved $100, so we actually added $150 in July, nothing taken out, so we ended with $650, and then I colored in the chart, so that's, I already knew that. And then if we add these two numbers, 431.11 plus 650, guys, we have over $1,000. Now, I'm not going to consider that money towards my emergency fund, because this truly is my emergency fund, and this is just a savings. Now, if I'm thinking of the Dave Ramsey process, I shouldn't actually be starting a savings account, but I did, and so I am. So this is what I'm going to work on towards emergency. This is what I'm going to keep just so that I have a little bit of cushion just in case something comes up. Plus, you know, I'm nearly 50. I should have some money in the bank. I also shouldn't have as much debt as I do, but you know, whatever. Small wins, small wins. So this is my monthly recap for both June and July. I think next month what I'll do is I will either, or not next month, but at the end of August, I might do a comparison. I might just do the one monthly recap. I don't know. August and September are crazy for me at work, so I don't actually have a lot of time. So the quicker I can make this, the easier it is. So we'll see, but I definitely want to do something at the end of August and just be better at just recapping what my month actually turned out to. Again, if you're looking for a more detailed budget kind of video, this is not the channel for you. And check out the ladies below because they are awesome at it. But if you're looking at someone who's just trying to be better, well, you're in the right place. All right, guys, this is it for me. How did your June and July go? I'd love to know in the comments below. And as always, aloha.